Well, well, well. Bungie finally unlocked the combat mods for everyone. Awesome. It's been a while since I've made a build guide, so I'm coming out swinging on this one. It started simple. Path of Least Resistance. This is the first non-exotic arc trace rifle. Those three properties combined mean that POLR is the best weapon to abuse Spark of Beacons. Special weapon kills while amplified create blinding explosions. This isn't really a damage explosion, but rather closer to a crowd control version of chain reaction. Before POLR, you were locked into Cold Heart for this. Don't get me wrong, Cold Heart is alright, but there are better uses of the exotic slot in my opinion. So, Spark of Beacons. For a quick refresher, 3 rapid arc kills will amplify you just for being on an arc subclass. Then you have various ways of getting amplified depending on your particular subclass build. With beacons equipped, every enemy will become a blinding grenade once you get it rolling. They just have to be coerced with damage first. So here's my setup. Grenade is preference, but Flashbang with Spark of Shock is one of the easiest ways to get amplified on a short cooldown. Lead encounters with this to either amplify naturally through arc ability kills, or through the arc traces with the electrostatic mind aspect. Melee doesn't really matter much, take your pick. Same for Rift. Electrostatic mind makes getting amplified much easier and resets the buff timer on arc trace pickup, so it's pretty important for keeping the explosions happening. It's always nice to have weapon haste and faster movement speed too. Next is Fragments. Spark of Beacons, as mentioned earlier, Spark of Shock, as mentioned earlier, Spark of Resistance for survivability, and then the big one, Spark of Amplitude. I think people underestimate Spark of Amplitude. If you run Harmonic Siphon alongside this fragment, you'll see 2 orbs spawn instead of just 1 on multi-kills. This is incredible for leg armor mods, and leads to crazy fast supers. Too bad Storm Trance and Chaos Reach suck right now. Or is it? If my supers suck, I'll just find something else to do with that super energy. Like, say, Special Finisher. I'm abusing a trace rifle after all. Never fear running out of super energy. I wasn't going to use that junk anyway. In fact, how about I make it a challenge to never get any supers? It's harder than you might think with this build. Oh, and Special Finisher makes ammo for allies too, so we're best friends now. Say it back. Not going to say it back? Fine. I'll make you say it back. How about I throw on Sect of Insight Aeons? Now, precision multi-kills make even more orbs, and my finishers make power ammo for you if I do them on a big target. I'm blinding enemies with my trace rifle, making between 2 and 3 times the normal amount of orbs, handing out special and heavy ammo on sight, and I'll even give you a preview of true best friendship by slapping down an Arc Soul Rift. Just think of that little buddy as me. Alright bestie, let's talk mods. We're spoiled for choice since everyone has them all now. And this build goes all in on arc kills, so a nice suite of elemental armaments, elemental ordnance, and font of might will have you deleting those blinded enemies. I also want to be able to camp in Arc Soul Rifts, so Seeking Wells is really comfortable. And then I've gone back and forth on the final slot between Bountiful Wells and Font of Wisdom, so I'll leave that one up to you, bestie. I did also toy around with Elemental Charge and Energy Converter. If you spam finishers, your super will always be below the 50% threshold for this mod, while your grenade will come up often, thanks to Flashbang's short cooldown, the wells, the traces, everything that you're doing. I still don't like the hit to discipline though, and that it required me to run a void armor piece, which didn't fit the standard mods I wanted. Speaking of which, you'll want to have the following: Harmonic Siphon, 2 times, Trace Rifle Scavenger, and, especially if it's available in your season, the Finish Champions for Heavy mod. Currently it's called Lucent Finisher. That doubles the heavy ammo output of finishers on certain targets. They're regular old pinatas now. I'll also recommend Recuperation in your legs for healing on orb pickup. It can save your life and only costs 1 energy but requires you to have solar legs. And there will be many orbs to pick up. Besties gotta look out for each other after all. I've linked my dim loadout in the description, so you can use it as a template to make this build your own. In it, I'm also wearing Anarchy as a nice general purpose weapon exotic. Heavy ammo only drops for your allies, not you, so something that's ammo efficient is very nice. Boss permitting, I swap it out with Legend of Acreus or Witherhoard for DPS. No need to worry about running out of ammo while rocking double special Witherhoard thanks to special finisher. Otherwise, my primary slot is dedicated to champion stun mods. Rarely have I had to resort to actually using my primary, but even if I do run dry and can't get a finisher in, the ability side of the build carries that weight until I can get back to trace rifling. Plus, the usual reason you'll have trouble making finishers happen is because either everything dies too fast, or your other besties are ripping and tearing with their power weapons. Weapons that you kindly topped off for them afterwards. That'll be all for now, best friend. See you around.